Hey everyone, this is David. It's just a quick hit. And for everyone watching on YouTube, not that it's about me, not that it is ever about me, but I'm in my new New York apartment. So a lot of people have asked if I could do Melissa Gorga style, like, you know, show it off. So I'll do that at some point. They're coming tomorrow to take pictures, but look at this behind me. Isn't it nice? I'm happy. It's officially done getting designed. They're doing my closets in the next 2 weeks. And then every single person, I'm sorry, I'm just checking the microphone. Every single person that has been in my fucking life for the past 9 months can get the hell out of my life. Anyone out there ever do home renovations? I mean, and listen, for anyone that lives in New York, or I'm sure it's the same for other cities, man, is it a pain in the ass with the building. And mind you, when I say I've done my apartment, this thing is brand new. The building is brand new. I live in a hotel. They did the kitchens and bathrooms. We didn't have to do any kitchens, any bathrooms, all just for design. I mean, it was a white box. And if you can see behind me, there's no white walls. It's all wall coverings and just textured layers. This is my style. Sorry, Tamara, your big bear um place just does not cut it for me. So there you go. But anyway, enough about my apartment. It just does look nice in this background. We got some New Jersey things to actually talk about. A lot of New Jersey is still making the news, and here are some things that caught my eye. It's just a quick hit. I wrote down, I thought we were going to have like nothing. We have like 19 topics. We're not going to get to all these today because it's just a quick hit. Did everyone like our chat with Billy Lee yesterday from Vanderpump Rules? Go and listen. Okay, I want to start with this. The obvious elephant in the room, Frank, and I want to talk about Dolores too. Frank said that Teresa has been asked to step down. Teresa has been asked to leave Bravo. I recently was on Carlos King's show. First question he asked me is, do I believe this? Thank you, Mr. King. We love you. We have known Carlos forever. Um, you know, but do I believe this? And this anonymous source. I love when there's an anonymous source. An anonymous source from Bravo says this isn't true. Teresa's future is up in the air. She hasn't been asked to step down. What do I think? Yeah, I think Frank. I mean, and by the way, Frank saying he heard about this or he heard a rumor. This is just isn't true. They have not made any decisions. I am going to still do a show. I keep announcing this. Everything got pushed back because of Melissa's old nose. We love Melissa's old nose. Most of you actually do, believe it or not. Not all of you. A lot of you hate her. But that's why what a great guest that gets people so outraged or supporting. But with Melissa's old nose, she came back a lot at the end of the season and it was unexpected. So I pushed my chat about what I think is going to happen. I'm going to do a show on what I think is going to happen. I'm going to lay it all out. I'm going to go slow. I have already changed my mind since I recorded the show, but I'm going to air it anyway because I still think it's likely what's going to happen. And I am going to then do something else. I have another idea up my sleeve. Isn't it interesting just to hear my thoughts on what's going to happen? I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, that's okay. You're not tuning in so that I'm right all the time. We're in this, as I always say, together. So Frank says this, no, there's no truth to this. They truly don't know anything. So please don't read, this and that. And by the way, stop saying Andy says, Andy says, Andy says. Andy is a corporate employee. Okay. Do you know what happened when I ran HR at Martha Stewart? We would look people in the eye on December 3rd. It was always in December that we had these layoffs. We would look people in the eye on December 3rd. And no, I was not at Martha Stewart when they filmed the TV show and Miss Frankel was involved. We would look people in the eye on a Monday and say, we're not having layoffs this year, even though we had them last year and the year before and the year before that. I'm the head of HR. I'm the head of recruiting. We're not having layoffs. No, go out and spend money tonight on Christmas. We're not having layoffs. No, you're fine. And then the next day we would call in 100 people and lay them off. Did I feel bad? I don't know. At some point, you just stop having an emotion and you just got to do your job. That was my job. My job was to make these decisions with the C-suite corporate executives. So, yeah, you did feel bad, but I mean, I'm not going to not do my job. So, Andy is a corporate employee, but I do believe it is at least 2025. At least that is September, October, November, December, 4 long months until they even have the discussion. You realize that once they have the discussion, then they have to cast it. By the time this is on the air, it will be a whole year later. We might be on the same timeline, guys, because it might be, it might be a whole year. Look at Atlanta. It's going to be like a year. So there's no truth to this. Frank, you know better. A lot of times I think people say things and it's not like they get taken out of context, but you don't realize what a big thing it's going to be. Anyone who speaks about Teresa's future on the show is going to be a big thing. So, no, I do not believe, Frank, that, yeah, maybe you heard a rumor at the local, Pattison deli that, Teresa's been asked to step down, but there's no truth to that rumor. Love her or hate her, that is not a true rumor. Today, it will not be a true rumor. Tomorrow, they are not thinking about this at all. I don't think they're thinking about Vanderpump Rules either, but New Jersey is really something they're not thinking about. So that's not true. Now, Dolores seems to get it. Dolores was on Jeff Lewis. I just want to say thank you to Jeff Lewis. He gave a huge shout out to me personally when Anna was on that. Oh, I heard David has a huge podcast, or David has a huge podcast. Thank you for shouting out the Bravo Bench, my side hustle. But you know what? I ain't going nowhere on the day job. And the minute that takes away from this day job, which it doesn't, I have no wife. I'm subhuman. I just work. So it ain't going to take away, and daddy ain't going nowhere. Or mommy. You can call me mommy too, depending upon how you're feeling today. But Dolores was on Jeff Lewis, and Dolores says that she loved her job. Loved. So Dolores is using the past tense on Jeff Lewis. I loved my job. I think that is very telling. And she, in addition to just using the past tense in a casual conversation, which I think is so interesting, she she confirmed that she met with her accountant. She met with her accountant and sat down and had the hard conversation with her accountant about what to do. Again, I said this before. I've told this story. Margaret always used to complain to me about the two people Margaret I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, obviously Teresa, but the two people who were her friends that she actually said bad things about to me were Jackie and Dolores. She would always say, like, it's favored nations, which means the longer you're in the show, based on the number of years, it's all a formula based on how much money you get. So she would always say she didn't think it was right that Dolores made